This is lesson 114 for Math 7-6, the mean, median, mode, and range. So there's a poem that you can memorize to help keep track of these three words because they're used together and they all kind of sound the same, especially the mean, median, and mode. So to the same poem as Hey Diddle Diddle, the Cat and the Fiddle, you have the poem Hey Diddle Diddle, the median's the middle, you add and divide for the mean. The mode is the one that occurs the most, and the range is the difference between. So what does that mean? So the first one that's usually mentioned is mean, and mean is just another word for average. And that's why in the Hey Diddle Diddle poem, it says you add and divide for the mean. So you add the number of numbers, you add all of them, add the numbers, and then from there divide by the number of numbers. So add and divide by the number of numbers. The median, the poem, it says, hey diddle diddle, the median is the middle. That means when you add all the numbers up from smallest to largest, it's the middle number. So just like if you have a divided highway, like this is a highway, and this hides a highway, and then there's some trees and grass here, and then some more highway and some more highway over here. This middle part is called the median. It's the median because it's in the middle. So the middle number, when you list them all smallest to largest, sometimes there isn't a middle number. Suppose you had four numbers like 1, 2, 3, and 4. There is no middle number here. So you find the two middle numbers and you average them. So it will be 2.5 in that case. The mode is the one that occurs the most. So sometimes saying things are in mode just means they're fashionable, but this will be the number that occurs the most. So if you had a list of numbers that was 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, you would see that the threes occur 3 times, and that's the most any number occurs. So in this case, the 3 is the mode. If the list, however, was more like this, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, that 1 occurs twice and 2 occurs twice, that's both of them are the mode, and they're called bimodal. Sometimes there's no mode. Sometimes there's no number that occurs more than once, and so you just don't list it, or everything occurs exactly twice. And then the range is the difference between the largest and the smallest number. The way I think about this is when they say, that there's a song about home on the range where the deer and the antelope play. Just kind of think of a big wide open field and figuring how large it is. If you had a number here that's the smallest, and then all the numbers in between, and then you had 120. The range would be how wide is that field? 120 minus 2. The range is 118. Okay. So they give you an example, which it can be tedious to do these because honestly, you have to list them all out, and then you have to add them, and then you're dividing. So in this list, they kind of were nice to you. They gave them to you in order. They gave you 70, 70, 75. I'm going to go backwards from smallest to largest. 3 80s, 2 85s, 3 90s, 4 95s, and then 3 100. This is a big, long list of numbers. It says here there are 18 scores, so I'm just going to verify that I copied down 18. Okay. So the mean, that's the average. So we've got to add up this big column of numbers and then divide by the number of numbers. So we know that there are 18 numbers total. I'm just going to keep that to the side so I remember what to divide by. So you can group them. Sometimes I do that if there's just too many numbers that I feel like I'm going to lose track. There are 4 95s times 4, 380. There are 3 90s, so that's 270. There are 2 85s, so that's 170. 3 80s, 240. And what is that? 3 times 7 is 21. Okay, so I'm going to add this group of numbers instead so I don't make a mistake. I still might make a mistake. So that's 5. I get 1575. I'm going to divide that number by 18, and I get okay. So the mean is 87.5. And remember, the mean is just another name for average. The median is the middle number. So if there are 18 numbers, there's no middle number because it's an even number. So we're going to have to find the average of the two middle numbers, which will be the numbers between the 9th and the 10th number. So I think here, there's 1, 2. There are 9 above and 9 below. So the middle is the average of 90 and 90. So that's easy. The average is 90. So the median, or the middle number, okay. Mode, we just need to find out which one occurs most, if there is one. Looks like 95 because it occurs 4 times and nothing else does. And the range is the biggest minus the smallest. 100 minus 70 is 30. So there you have the mean, median, and the range.